second half action at Port Huron High School with our score. The Big Reds 32, the Port Huron Northern Huskies 19. David, Northern led by 1 after 8 minutes. They only score 4 points in the second quarter and find themselves down by 13. Quite a turnaround.
Randy outscored 17-5 in the second quarter, crushed on the boards, which I said at the beginning of the game was one of the keys for Northern. They had to do a good job boxing out. They get beat 15-2 on the glass, Randy. That's not even close. You cannot maintain any type of lead, or you cannot compete in a game if you get out rebounded 15-2. Van Williams has 6 rebounds on his own in the second quarter.
I'll tell you, I was impressed with Van Williams, and I'll tell you, James Bruckman off the bench did a nice job for Coach Jim Early.
Bruckman just made some beautiful passes for a big man.
And I'll tell you, Beckham's got to step it up here a little bit. Basically non-existent in the first 16 minutes.
Well, let's see how Northern responds to a little adversity.
Northern sends out Snyder, Beckham, Nelson, Smith, and Dunkel for Jim Early. Tony Miller with the ball. The Williams brothers, Landshut and Mashawn Trice. Nice move by Carl Williams.
Brady, that's 2 more rebounds right there for Port Huron High. Good defense, Carl Williams. That's how to move your feet and get around in front.
Carl, only a junior. I'll tell you, every year he gets just better and better.
Tell me some college coaches won't be salivating over Carl Williams.
Smith turnaround.
Good play. Nice pass by Beckham. Good finish by Smith. Yeah, I think you got to jump into full court pressure all over. That's what it looks like Northern's going to do. Dan Hanton's a very fine coach, Randy. I expect he's going to have these guys playing very tough here in this third and fourth quarters.
Well, I was going to say, I didn't think you'd see that 1-3-1 zone, but that's what they're doing. Trice well off the mark for the 3, but I tell you, Williams all over the boards, lays it up, can't go, he'll shoot 2.
Alrighty, they are just all over the glass tonight. There isn't a Northern player around the bucket.
Northern foul number 32, John Dunkel.
And Carl Williams will see his first action at the stripe tonight as he shoots 2.
If Carl has a weakness, Randy, this is certainly it. He's only 19 for 40 on the season. 19 for 41 now.
Well, that's a good strategy maybe Northern should use, to put Carl at the line when he gets it down that low.
Yeah, I think that if he grabs the ball down low, he's not putting it up without catching some skin. Nice shot, though, that time. If he gets that kind of rotation every time with the ball, there's no reason he shouldn't be shooting a much higher percentage.
Beckham for 3, well short, rebound Van Williams, his 7th.
Oh, Tony Miller had a good idea that time, just couldn't get the needle threaded to Carl Williams.
I think Brian Beckham's got to get untracked underneath. He's a powerful kid, and you got to give him the ball underneath and let him bang, you know, instead of shooting a 3-pointer. That's not his shot.
Brady, he's a slasher out on the floor. Brian is a big-time guy at taking the ball to the hoop, going in hard, drawing the foul, and getting the 3-point play. That's how he earns his 3.
Leaner look for the foul, then get it to go, but Smith on the rebound.
Good play by Smith. Actually, a very nice pump fake that time by Brian. He seems to really be struggling with his shot right now.
Well, Northern's already scored as many points as they did in the second quarter, and we've still got 6 minutes to go in the third. 35-23 our score, high with the 12-point advantage. Mashawn Trice just inside the 3, all net for Mashawn.
Mashawn Trice really is such a soft shot. I'd love to see him shoot the ball.
I'll tell you, all the Trice brothers are good ball players.
Yeah, I've never seen a Trice who was not a good basketball player. Dunkel's got a slash to the paint right now. He's wide open. See, nobody at Northern's moving right now, Randy.
And Coach Dan Hanton doesn't like what he sees, so he calls a timeout. to motivate his troops as they're just standing around. And with 5:20 to go, 37-23 our score. Well, during this timeout, we've been joined. David gives up the mic to Coach Dale Voss of the Community College Skippers. Dale, last few games, you're on a roll.
Yeah, we're playing pretty well. The guys have really picked up their pace. We've gotten great games from a lot of different people, and we're playing awfully well. We've won 5 out of 6, so you can't complain about that.
What do you got coming up this week, Dale?
We've got Macomb tomorrow night at Macomb, and then on Monday we play Alma College's JV team, and then on Wednesday we go to Highland Park, and the following Saturday we have a home game with Mott. So.
Now, Dale, I know you, of course, want to win them all, but how many realistically do you need to win the rest of the way to qualify for the playoffs?
Well, we think we've got 4 conference games left. We really believe if we go 2-2, we'll make it, but we think 3-1 could possibly give us a home playoff game, and we're pretty sure 4-0 would give us that. So that's really become our goal, is to get a home playoff game.
What can you tell us about this game tonight?
Well, I keep thinking that Northern's going to make another run at them and get it close. Now, I don't know if it'll come at the right time or not, but I don't think they're done yet. PH is pretty doggone good team, though. And they're doing a great job with Troy Schneider in this boxing one they're running right now. Marshawn Trice has done a fantastic job.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Troy has had to work for everything he's got. And Marshawn Trice, who probably is as quick or almost as quick anyway as Troy Snyder. And again, high just all over the glass tonight.
Yeah, they're running the putback play to perfection. Coach Early's throw it up at the glass and go get it play is working pretty well.
Well, almost a turnover. It is indeed, as Nelson gets the steal. It's going to be fouled by Van Williams. That's going to be Van's second, the team first here in the third quarter.
Yeah, like I said, I think Northern's going to get back in it, but they got to take advantage of situations like this, and that's, after the first quarter, that's what they haven't done. They haven't taken advantage of Port Huron's mistakes. I'm going to tell Dave he can't have his microphone back. I'm going to stay here and do this for a while. I kind of like this.
Well, I'm going to give my headset to David so I can take a little break, and you two Alma buddies can talk for a second.
All right. Dave, we were just saying that Troy Schneider's had such a hard time getting the ball, but right there he finally got it once. And they got a good shot. It didn't go in, but they got a good shot.
Absolutely, Dale. Well, it seems like every time that Troy touches the ball, he's got to force it a little bit, try to make something happen, because he's really the only bona fide offensive threat out on the floor for the Huskies.
Yeah, he sure is. And it's amazing he's got the points he's got. I don't know if he's got 8 or 10. I believe he's got 10, but, it's amazing because Marshawn Trice is just denying him all over the place. And, of course, he's out of the game now, so maybe Troy can get something going.
This is definitely a time for Troy to pick up his game, but I tell you, the size is just way too much.
It's really amazing. Port Huron is just so much bigger. It's been hard for Northern to get anything going. They've got to make every shot, and PH gets 2 chances every time down the floor. That's a hard thing to overcome.
Well, they've always got 3 guys at least 6'4" and up on the court, and plus they've got the junior who's come up from the JV team, John Woolman, at 6'6", who's on the bench now too. I mean, that's just incredible size for a high school.
Well, it's incredible size for against any team, and then you got to take into account the fact Northern only has 2 guys that are even listed 6'4".
That's right, and that's probably stretching it too.
It could very well be, and one of them, Skipper Powell, who's a very fine player, but he's awfully thin.
That's right, and he's also awfully young too.
Yeah.
Well, Dale, the real question that I have for you is, I'm going to be at the game on Monday night when you guys take on the Elma Scots, and both you and I are former Scots. You, in fact, playing basketball at Elma. I'm going to have a real dilemma on who I should be rooting for. I've got my good friend coaching the team for the Skippers, and I've got my old alma mater on the other side.
Well, I don't know. You might have a problem, but I didn't have any problem when we went up there. In fact, we struggled in the first half, and I got a little ornery with the team because I wanted to put them away, real early. But it took us a while, but we finally did put them away up there. So
the sentimental aspect was gone very quickly.
Yeah, it did take. It was fun before the game, talking to all the old friends up there and professors and stuff. But once the ball went up in the air, it kind of went away.
The only thing that I really wish is that you would have had the opportunity to coach against Chris Ragsdale Dale. Now that would have been beautiful.
Easy.
Nice move that time by Ben Papanaugh. You know, really, Dale, Papanaugh surprises me at times. He can slash to the bucket and go with either hand.
He does a good job of figuring out ways to get the ball to the basket. And you know, right now in this particular game, they need some of that. They're, as we've been saying, they're having a hard time scoring. Tell you what, though, Troy Snyder just got 2 breakaways in a row. You know, that's a good sign for Northern. They need to get in the open court, however they can do it.
Absolutely. They've cut into a 10-point deficit right now. If they keep this style of play up, Dale, I think they could get back in the game by the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, I think they're going to, I told Randy, I think they're going to make another run. It's just a question of when it's going to be. You know, if it's near the end of the game, they've got a chance to win it. If it comes, you know, at the end of the third quarter, we may end up seeing the same thing we saw in the first half, where it's a close game at the end of 3, and then Port Huron High comes away in the fourth. But you know, anytime you can stay close, don't ever count a team out. You know, I don't think there are too many people in the gym tonight that don't think that PH is a little more talented. But you know, you throw that out the window when it becomes Northern against PH.
I would agree. Well, Dale, I know that you're going to be losing a lot of players on your skipper basketball team this year. In fact, you're going to lose at least 6 players to graduation, if I'm not incorrect. Prospects for the coming season? Yeah,
we're going to lose some kids. We're looking at, well, we love Troy Snyder, of course, and Tony Miller. Van Williams is very high on our list, and Chris Smith from Northern has shown some interest. And then there's a lot of other players in the area. There's Jeremy Donaldson and Mark Franz down at St. Clair, and Brad Goodby in Memphis, and yeah, there's Paul Ufig up at Cass City, which is a little out of the area, but he's an awfully good player. Eric Hill over at Armada. So, you know, there are some players out there, and we're working hard to try to get them.
Certainly. Well, if they select the skipper basketball program, they certainly are selecting one of the best programs in the state at the community college level, which affords them an opportunity to get both their education and to play a very high level of basketball. So,
you need a job as a recruiter? You're doing a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was not paid to say that either. So, well, Dale,
I'm going to give this back to Randy so you guys get back to the game, all right?
Okay.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Coach Dale Voss, we appreciate it.
Substitution number 22, number 92.
Well, David, Port Huron High, as Coach Voss said, they'd make another run, and they have.
Here it is, Randy.
A 3-point play cuts it down to 7. And if you just joined us, Port Huron High has been in a double-figure lead for most of the evening, and Northern has battled back with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter to trail by a score of 41-34.
Randy, with a player like Troy Schneider out on the floor, you just can't expect not to see a run from a team like Northern. Just too many quality players, too much heart.
Carl in and out, rebound Chris Smith. Northern can close within 5.
I tell you, they're just not getting the rolls right now. This is the time for Northern. Not coincidentally either, Randy, Ben Papanaugh steps onto the floor, and the lead shrinks for the Port Huron High Big Reds.
3-point opportunity for Snyder. Oh, net. Now that was created off the double pick that time to free him up.
A 4-point ball game, Randy.
Under a minute to go in the third.
That's where you want the ball.
Carl Short, rebound Papanaugh.
I tell you, the big men right now at Northern, Randy, are forcing the Port Huron postmen outside, out of their comfort zone. They're butting up with them very well.
Oh, should be a bunny for Smith. It is. The Northern players off their feet. The Northern fans likewise. 41-39. What a comeback here by Northern in the third quarter.
Unbelievable, Randy. This is certainly what we expected, though, and Coach Dale Voss right on the mark. This is the run we've been waiting for. You want to go with about 8 seconds left. Miller checks the clock and goes.
Nice play by Snyder. Ball on the floor. Nobody's going to get a shot off, I don't think, but Beckham tries. And Northern dominates third quarter as Port Huron High dominated second quarter, and with 8 minutes to go, it's a 2-point ball game. The momentum has shifted.
Well, Randy, it certainly has. Coach Jim Early's got to be wondering about that jinx on his own floor where he hasn't come up with a victory against the Huskies. But Randy, give all the credit in the world to Dan Hanton. He stayed with his team throughout the first 3 quarters, continually telling them, don't give up, calling timeouts, putting them on the bench, giving them a hard time, getting in their faces and saying, listen, this is Port Huron High and Port Huron Northern. He is not going to accept his ball players not giving 110%. Something clicked, Randy, with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. They picked up the pace of play, they picked up the defensive intensity, and they got some breaks that have gone their way, and they've taken advantage of them.
Well, it's definitely gut check time for both teams. It's going to be who wants it with 8 minutes to go. And I like to see it like this. You hate to see, Port Huron High on the verge of a blowout on their home court. Northern battles back, and I agree with you. I think you got to credit Coach Dan Hand for the timeouts that he used very wisely.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is what we would expect from the Port Huron High, Port Huron Northern game. If this game was 12 points right now, I would be so surprised, and that's why I was so shocked at the score at halftime. I couldn't believe that Port Huron High could blow the Northern Huskies off the court like they were in the first half, but certainly Northern has responded well.
Northern sends out Papanaugh, Snyder, Dunkel, Smith, and Beckham for Jim Early. Landshut, the Williams brothers, Marshawn Trice, and Tony Miller.
Being very patient. Northern running a lot of picks at the Big Reds right now.
Northern looking to tie. Snyder ties up, forces it up, just can't get the roll. Dunkel on the rebound. Papanaugh, nice pass underneath the Dunkel, just off the hands of John. Nice feed. I think Dunkel must have thought Ben was going to finger roll it up, but he made a nice dish pass.
Yeah, Ben has made so many nice slashing moves to the bucket tonight and gone up with the basketball. Certainly looking for the shot.
Williams gets his way in, bumps in, and comes up big.
That's a big hoop, Randy. Van Williams has definitely been the star tonight for the Big Reds. Trice is back on Troy Schneider.
I think Beckham's got to take Landshut to the hole there. Northern on a giveaway.
Good play that time by Carl Williams. Great defensive effort.
Damian Powell's going to check in at the next horn.
I think Coach Dan Hanton's going to be looking for some substitutions here in a second. I think he's got to fear the fatigue factor to the guys on the floor. Big time spin move by Marshawn Trice.
Huron High comes out with 4 uncontested points here to start off the fourth quarter. They lead by 6. NBA three-pointer going to be well off the mark by Snyder.
Oh, good hustle that time, Tony Miller.
Marshawn likes that spin move. I think it's going to be off the hands of Carl Williams. No, it's not. It's going to be off the hand of the Northern defender. Mark Schopp, Damian Powell's going to check in. Let's see who they come in for. Looks like Papanaugh and Chris Smith.
This is the critical juncture of the game right now for Port Huron Northern. 2 substitutions, 2 juniors taking the court. Let's see how they respond at the big time, crunch time. Good pass by Landshut.
Williams too strong. Landshut on the boards, though. Puts it up. Blocked from behind by Beckham. And the foul's not on Beckham, but it's going to be on Tutu, Damian Powell.
You know, Randy, that sequence was perfect example of what Northern has successfully done in the second half. As Carl Williams turned towards the paint, John Dunkel bodying up and probably pushing him away a good 2 to 3 feet, thereby taking him out of his comfort zone. Williams ends up missing the shot.
Kevin Landshut, a 60% free throw shooter, misses the first. Kevin 1 for 2, 46-39. Northern has not scored in the last 2.5 minutes.
Back up to a 7-point ball game.
Again, someone's got to score besides Snyder. Dunkel, free throw line extended, too hard. Rebound to the Big Reds.
Look at Van Williams run the break.
Miller puts it up too strong. Van on a rebound, puts it back up and in. And the difference in the game, David's Van Williams.
He has been the big difference tonight. Very impressed at his play on the court.
14 points for Van Williams, 48-39. Carl Williams on the board. Northern still has not scored in the fourth and deciding quarter.
See Dunkel pushing him out. Oh, nice block by Beckham. Good help.
I think Hant needs a timeout, David.
And that's what he's getting right now.
Number 52, Josh Rawlings.
Well, it's been a game of spurts for Northern. They came back in the first quarter to lead by 1, got blown out in the second quarter, put on a great display of basketball in the third, and are struggling with their shot here in the fourth.
Well, as Troy Schneider goes, so go the Huskies. Schneider getting, looks to be a little worn out on the court as the Big Reds just continually throw players at him. He's always facing just in-your-face man-to-man pressure, and after a while, Randy, it's got to wear on you. Troy Schneider's taken one break tonight. That was early in the first half, and he's got to be feeling it.
Well, our next broadcast will be a week from Tuesday at Port Huron High as the Big Reds take on
Chippewa Valley, Randy. Should be a good game. It'll be Big Reds, Big Reds.
I wonder if Michelle Van Corp can play for Chippewa Valley. I think she could make their varsity, couldn't she?
She should. She'd be the biggest player in the MAC Red Conference. Next year, Michelle will be down there going head-to-head with Glenn Robinson, but I don't think the big dog will be back next year.
I'll tell you, we've got all the media's covering this game tonight. We've got WHLS with Mark Hebestreit and George Pope next to us. We've got, I believe, WPHN, Jim Weimer of the Times Herald.
4, 3.
And I did not win the 50-50 draw tonight, which is going to be one heck of a payout.
Beautiful payout. And a beautiful play by Carl Williams. Easy two-footer. He's money at that spot on the floor.
9-0 run by the Big Reds.
Rawlings throws a nice pick. Brady, though, when you throw that pick, Shock's got to look to take 3 dribbles, put up the shot.
I'd shoot it if I'm Mark right there. They need someone to start going offensively.
Shock's
got the 3. Puts it up in all net for Mark Shock. Shock's taken 2 shots and he's hit both, and they've both been trays.
Randy,
hey, somebody's got to shoot it, David.
Absolutely, Randy, and he's the man to make the shot. Rawlings set a pick for him up at the top of the key. He's got to take 3 dribbles and go up with it. Oh, great rebound by Landshoe.
Blocked underneath. Van Williams gets it back. He'll throw it out to Tony Miller. And a turnover on the Big Reds.
Good call by the referee. Mike McDowell all over that call. Both Chet Boss and Mike McDowell have done an excellent job refereeing this basketball game this evening.
50-42 our score with 3:45 to go in the ball game. Tell you, Northern just cannot get an easy basket underneath.
Oh, nice pass by Beckham.
Dunkel on the rebound, got to go up strong, banks it in, can't get it to go. Rebound, Carl Williams. Missed opportunity by the Huskies that time.
Boy, that could really hurt. They had a chance to slice it to 6.
Now, David, if you're high, when do you start pulling it out?
Well, I don't think that High is a pull-it-out type of team. I think they're the type of team that should always attack.
Nice block underneath by Chris Smith. Here comes Beckett against Landshoe. Goes up strong, foul underneath, and he'll shoot 2.
Almost an offensive foul that time on Beckham, leading with the right elbow.
7-1-6.
Well, I tell you, he wanted to, definitely was going after the foul all the way that time. And the Big Reds finally use a timeout here in the second half with 3:05 to go and leading by 8. And 2 big free throws now for Brian Beckham.
That certainly is, Randy. If they can cut it to a 6-point game, they're really in the ball game. Two missed free throws though, Randy, and a big red basket, and Northern's got trouble because we only have 3:05 left in the contest. I know that's a lot of time at the high school level and at any level it's a lot of time, but I certainly think they've got to score on this possession, and it's all in the hands of Brian Beckham.
The other thing with high leading, Northern may have to foul. They've only used 3 team fouls in the half. They've got 4 to give, so they're going to have to be fouling continuously if they don't hit these free throws.
Randy, that's something that I know that Coach Dan Hand won't hesitate to do, but frankly, they got to start fouling if they're going to do that because they've only got 3 fouls so far here in the fourth quarter. They've got 4 more to give before they put anybody in the bonus situation.
Well,
Randy, right now, I think if you're Coach Dan Hand, you're telling your team, hey, you be as aggressive as you like. I want you flying all over you. Pick up the foul, don't worry, because frankly, they don't have anybody in foul trouble.
Well, it's definitely been a game of spurts. Port Huron High sends out the starting 5. Landshoot, Carl Williams, Van Williams, Tony Miller, and Marshawn Trice. For Northern, Dunkel, Beckham at the line shooting 2. Mark Schock, Chris Smith, and John Dunkel. 50-43 again, 3:05 to go in the ball game here from Port Huron High School. 1 of 2. Schock tries to trip it back up, won't get it to go. We've got a travel violation on Williams on the rebound.
But Randy, good stroke of luck that time for Northern.
Beckham wide open, high arch.
Big shot!
Gets it to go.
Randy, we've got a 5-point ball game.
Full court pressure. I'll tell you, High comes out, dominates the first 3 minutes. Northern comes back, dominates the last 2 minutes. Anybody's game.
Brian Beckham stepping up at the time that I thought he'd step up here at crunch time.
Well, Jim Miller's got to be patient, feed it in underneath. That's worked well for him tonight. Get it into the Williams brothers.
There's Carl. Well, I tell you, they are really looking for Van Williams on the floor right now. Very patient, doing a nice job. Almost a back-cut opportunity that time for Carl Williams.
I think you're going to see Ben Papinoff come in as Smith does a nice job on the steal. Bad pass by Miller.
Beautiful
One of his
job.
few mistakes tonight.
Beautiful job of fronting him. Oh, Schock's got to look at that.
I would have taken it. He waited 1 second too long. You feel it, you got to go with it.
That's the difference between a junior and a senior, Randy. A senior looks to take that shot.
Schock wide open, makes a bad pass. Schock was cutting to the basket. Could have had the easy layup.
Number 30, Van Papinoff.
Papinoff comes in for strictly defensive pressure that time. And I don't know if Schock hurt his leg on that play. Again, missed opportunity for Northern. They don't have many left, trailing by 5. Under 2 minutes to go. Oh, bad pass again by Tony, but gets it back. 2 bad passes in a row by Miller, and he saves one of them. 4 corners offense for the Big Reds. Trice takes it strong. Oh, big move by Marshawn. Boy, I tell you, if that doesn't go, I don't know. 3 possessions, Northern trails by.
Wow, that's a gutsy move by the junior.
3-pointer by Snyder, big basket, can't get it to go. High all over the boards. Gonna have to foul now, they've got 4 to give.
Boy, I like the middle of Marshawn Trice. Taking it right to, not a good pass.
Should be almost.
Oh, nice pass by Beckham.
Left-hander in by Papinoff. 1 minute to go. 52-47. The traps worked the last 2 times down the floor for Northern.
Not the man you want to foul.
Got to get it over the 10-second line. Oh.
This is the man you want to foul right here. I'm out, I'm fouling.
Got to foul somebody. If you're Northern, and there's 1, they got 3 more to give. If I'm Hand, I use another timeout here, David.
Randy, as I said earlier, you tell your team you can be as aggressive as you like. You gotta hawk the ball right now.
If you don't steal the inbounds pass here, you've got to foul.
Foul right now. Randy, you gotta foul. It's a valuable seconds. Nice job by Port Huron High to pass the ball away from the pressure.
Jim Early's well schooled, these kids.
Oh,
Big
Randy.
move by Miller. I don't take that shot
No,
myself.
either do I. And Brian Beckham's upset because he got a foul called on him, but frankly, I think he should be happy that it happened.
44, Brian Beckham. His second, team fifth.
Hand's going to look to Powell and Shock. Going to put them in for offensive purposes.
Number 20, Mark Scott.
Beckham foul on the ball game, David?
No, it's only his second foul, Randy. I think he's out for,
I think he got a thigh bruise.
oh, something. Yeah, he's definitely in pain on the bench.
Northern trails by 6. Big free throw here. This could be 2 or 3 possessions for Northern. Let's see if Tony can make it.
Only averaging 57%. Nails both
big
two
free
big free
throw.
throws.
Got to look for the 3 or a quick 2. Shock's got to take it strong. Puts it up. He's fouled. He'll shoot.
Good play by Shock. Both Schneider and Shock looking to get the ball up the floor very quickly.
And I can't believe basically the Port Huron High crowd stays intact, and the Northern faithful starting to file out with their team trailing by 7 with 28 seconds to go. But you got Mark Shock on the line. I'm not gonna throw the towel in on this game.
Oh, absolutely not, Randy. Foul, foul, foul. If Shock gets these to go, Randy, it's back to a 5-point ball game, and you're only 2 possessions from winning the ball game.
Mark Shock with 7 points tonight off the bench. And it would have been 8, but we've got a Chris Smith in the lane too early.
Northern substitution number 30.
Just can't have those violations, David, late in the game like that. That would have put it within. That would have put it within 5.
Now it's definitely a 2-possession ball game. Foul. Boy,
Foul
Randy, that's it, Randy.
Gotta foul somebody. Snyder knows what to do. The rest of the guys, you gotta foul.
Randy, part of being a good basketball player is recognizing the situation that you're involved in. You've got to recognize that you have to pick up 2 more fouls before you put Port Huron High in the bonus situation. You got to stop the clock. I think it's a critical mistake by Northern. I foul right now.
Oh, you gotta bump him. Good foul by Dunkel. 19.5 seconds to go, 54-48 our score.
Just not good clock management, Randy, down the stretch by Northern.
His third, team 7. Kevin Lanchuk will shoot 2.
Number 40, Scott Emai, 6'3" senior, is going to check in for Northern.
Number 40, Scott Emai.
And makes it 3 possessions for Northern. Again, they took away the second free throw by Mark Schock because Northern was in the lane.
Hey, Randy, give a lot of credit to the Big Reds down the stretch. They really nailed their free throws.
Somebody's got to shoot it. Ball being kicked around.
Uh-oh!
Look for the Thunder dunk. Oh!
My.
Couldn't get it. He tried to finger roll it. Carl Williams did. Puts it back up and gets it to go. High's going to come away. Jim Early's first victory against Northern on his home court. The final score, Port Huron High 58, Port Huron Northern 48. But I'll tell you, when you see the papers tomorrow, it was anybody's ball game late in the game. We'd like to thank our camera crew tonight, Amy Class, Heather Turpinning, and Christy Lamming. Our technical support, Craig Slinker and Rachel Cini. Our producer, director of Fine Job Gaming and Game Out, Gary Goulet, and our station manager at Channel 6, Sue Broadhagen. Again, our final score from Port Huron High School, the Big Reds 58, the Northern Huskies 48. For David Keys, this is Randy.